commenting. Just 2 people are watching, but don't know who those 2 people are. I guess, I was going to write down, and maybe I'll do it for one of my next videos. I want to write down kind of what I think about where I stand, because it's funny. On certain issues, I lean more progressively or more to the left. I guess I'm a libertarian that is on some issues I lean left, and then I would say other issues, or most other issues, I lean right. I'd like to lay those all out, because I don't know how to pin myself down of what I believe politically. I do not believe everything that comes out of the conservative Republicans' mouths, and just as I don't believe much that comes out of liberals' mouths, because I think they're kind of mostly arrogant, better than us. They think they're better than us, assholes for the most part. Abortion, obviously, I lean right on that. I think this whole national debate on abortion and what's been happening in New York and Virginia, and it's long since been here in Oregon. Just another reason to get out of this hippie-loving commie town. Is sickening. Late-term abortions? Are you kidding me? What kind of person are you that would say that's a woman's right? What about the unborn woman child? What about the unborn woman's right? Which they don't have a right because they're not a human being yet. Then this whole thing that happened with the Gotham or whatever his name is, the Virginia governor, that literally was talking about, well, once the baby's out, we make it comfortable and then we decide what we want to do. The baby's born now, yo. It's not inside the mother. So now you've passed a bill that would legalize being able to kill it once it's out of the mom. And then it's funny because right after that news, and he says that, and even the Democrats are like, oh crap, we can't spin this one. We can't just spin this into women's rights. We can't spin that one anymore. Oh shit. Then all of a sudden the blackface thing drops, which I have my own views on the blackface, like I've mentioned. Not that I am for or against blackface. Let me say this. I am against blackface in any sense that it would ever be genuinely used to mock a black person, to make fun of them, and to try to put them down, and to do it in a very poignantly racist way. I'm thoroughly against that. I don't think there's any place for that. Do I think there is some gray spot, or there's some wiggle room, or some gray issue when it comes to a costume party, or a performance, or something that is meant to not be harmful? It doesn't come from a place of harm, but it comes from just a place of love and having fun, and everyone laughing at anybody and everybody, and just all have a good time. I think that's different. But again, I am white, so I would concede that. I don't, some of my black friends would say, yeah, man, it's totally never right. Then I'd say, okay, well then if it's totally never right, why has it been accepted? That's the part that I have a problem with, the hypocrisy. Why has it been accepted in entertainment and in comedy and in Hollywood? Why has it been accepted there? Why has it been accepted by the A-list actors or the late night comedians? But then as soon as, and I'm not defending this governor, don't get my point wrong here, but as soon as something is pulled up from his college years, where allegedly he was going to a Michael Jackson. Now I know there's 2 different stories on this, but he says, oh, it was me, but I was going, it was a costume party. And then he's like, no, that wasn't me, but I did dress up in blackface once. I was dressing up because I was going to play Michael Jackson and I could moonwalk and blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Oh my God, I can't believe you did this. He needs to be fired. You need to resign. This is never okay. I believe the Democrat, that's tied to the fact that he came out on the abortion issue that was just way too far over the top. And the Democrats had to eat their own on this one. They had to just distance themselves and say, okay, well, there's no way we can justify this, and we cannot have this hanging over our head in the next election cycle, that we Democrats are on board with killing a child when it's outside of the mother's womb. Late-term abortion up to the day the baby's being born is a hard enough one to justify, and we're already going to get absolutely skewered for that one. So we got to eat our own on this one, and take him down. And I had a friend comment on one of my posts, Drone Tech just texted me. He said, thanks, man. Yeah, so he said, he believes that the Democrats knew before he became governor. They knew of that. They vet the hell out of these guys. They knew that, and they were holding it in their back pocket in case they ever needed it. Hang on a second. So they're definitely eating their own on this one for sure. And then the lieutenant governor. I mean, Virginia had a bad week. Then the lieutenant governor. Was what happened to him? He got all the Me Too movement, man. He got accused of rape, forcibly trying to. I think was it the oral, force some chick to give him oral or something. I don't have to dive down in the weeds. No need for that. But, yeah, that's amazing. And now all of a sudden the left talks about how we need due process. Where was the due process with Brett Kavanaugh, huh? I thought we were supposed to always obey or always believe the women. The women are always right. We don't ever doubt them. If it's a he said, she said, what she said is what needs to be said. But now that the shoe's on the other foot, Mr. Lieutenant Democratic governor is saying that this is a smear campaign. He's going after her, saying she's lying, and saying let due process play out. Don't just accuse somebody. Oh my God! It happened to Kavanaugh 4 or 5 times. People were coming out of the woodwork, unsubstantiated, uncorroborated attacks on his character, and people still to this day think he's a rapist. And really, if you line up the two different stories, if you line up this lieutenant governor of Virginia who's getting nailed for sexual rape, right, against Kavanaugh, and you just want to go on circumstantial evidence, then there's more plausible deniability within the Kavanaugh case than there is with this lieutenant governor. And I'll tell you why. In Kavanaugh's case, nobody can put her at that party. That's a he said, she said. She can't remember the house. She can't remember everybody exactly that was there. And the people she thinks were there can't remember that she was ever there. So you can't, and he denies ever being with her or seeing her, Kavanaugh. Whereas with this lieutenant governor, he admits going into the room with the chick. He admits being there. He just says, once that door closes, I didn't do what you say I did. So he has a weaker case than Kavanaugh did. So I just think I just find a lot of, I find it makes me kind of happy when it happens to the other side and they have to then see and deal with the bullshit and the stuff that they've created. But hey, a woman's always supposed to be believed, right? Right? So there's that. And there was another point I was going to talk about.